Alex and Joey too. Got a show for me and you, games and films and tunes they'll skew. Some laugh, some groans, it's nothing new. Things I hate it, let's dive in. Games and movies, where do I begin? Tunes we love, but still we spin. Laughs and cringe, it's where we win.
Hello,
Tim just cracking open a tinny.
Absolutely. Hello, welcome back to Thanks I Hated. We're on the Game Club pod. I'm your host this week, Tim, at Wembembo on everything, and I'm joined, as usual, by my lovely co-hosts, starting off with Alex.
I don't have a tinny.
And then I'm also joined by my brother, Joey Fitz.
Wagwan G.
Wagwan G. Dap me up, fam, etc. This week, we are here to talk about a platforming game that Alex has gone on record saying that he hates playing platforming games. I've picked Super Meat Boy, arguably the poster child for difficult 2D platforming.
Can you just explain what Teehee actually is?
Yeah, Thanks I Hate It is a series that we have on this podcast stream, this network, where essentially we all, like Joey, Alex, and I have a list of things that we hate in media, and then the other guys have to essentially play through something that a host picks in order to try and find something different in that genre that they might appreciate. So I picked Super Meat Boy because it's a 2010s, like real Newgrounds-esque platformer for those who are on Newgrounds in like the early 2010s. And to me, it is the quintessential indie platformer. I think it's the thing that I go to next to Mario. Obviously, Mario's not indie, but Meat Boy is a platforming icon. But I'm interested in everyone's thoughts. I'm going to start with Alex because I have an idea of what he may be thinking based on the text he sent us.
You need to do the sound effect for me, Tim.
Oh, yes. Hang on.
Do it based on what you think it's going to be.
I'm going to guess it's this.
Because you're going to be right.
Oh, well, I guess he hated it.
Tim is correct.
Good.
Based on the text that I sent them just the other day, that I think was something along the lines of, guys, fuck Super Meat Boy.
Tell us why. Tell us your
It's
thoughts.
so ambiguous. I will start by saying that there's a lot of things I like about this game. It is, as you say, it's very Newgrounds-esque, which was a nice nostalgia trip for me because I grew up on Newgrounds. It was a great time.
Yep.
The art design was nice. It's a very simplistic sort of. It almost looks hand drawn ish.
It was by Edmund Macmillan. All the art done by one dude,
Which is impressive in of itself. It looks nice. The animations, while fairly simple, are again very much Newgrounds-esque and good to watch. The soundtrack was really good as well. There was some of it was funny when the evil guy's kidnapping your wife Meat Block. It's funny, but my problem with platformers stems from a skill issue. I'm not good at them. I have a tendency to over or under correct on jumps and platforming as you might think. I've never had that problem playing Sonic, but everything since then, maybe modern platformers are just too slow compared to Sonic. Maybe that's what it is. But I just don't get on with them. I find them frustrating. And Tim decided that take the Dark Souls of the platforming world, Dark Souls being another series that I get frustrated at, and thinking that would be a winner for me. I'm not sure how, but here we are. I found myself, just getting really frustrated, making the same mistake repeatedly, because this game is very precise in what it requires you to do. It is threading a needle, and I just didn't like it.
Okay. All right.
From a purely gameplay point of view, everything else about the design, the looks, the sounds, everything, really nice. Just
Cool.
crap gameplay behind it.
All right. Joey.
Well, he didn't hate it. Thank you for the applause there, boys. I didn't hate this game at all. I would go as far as to say that I thoroughly still enjoy Super Meat Boy. There are bits of it that feel like they are straight off of Newgrounds.com because they were. But I played this game to completion when it came out on the Xbox, and I loved it. I loved it then. I loved how stupid and difficult it was. I thoroughly enjoyed the when you finish a level and it plays through all of your deaths and how many times you tried it. And that was even more fun if you ruined yourself trying it 400 times before you passed it, because you got this really super satisfying animation where your little meaty chunk throws himself into a spiky wall 700 times before one of them finally reaches the end. I think what Super Meat Boy does is exactly, and Alex said the words Dark Souls, but to me, Super Meat Boy is the 2D version of teaching you what Dark Souls teaches you. It's a video game. It's okay to die. It's okay not to be perfect, and it's okay to fail. As long as you pick yourself up and you try again and you try again and you try again, until you reach your lovely, meaty princess at the end of the level. I think the levels are simplistic. The regeneration and starting of your runs is so quick that I don't even feel like it feels like you failed the run. I think the bosses, while some of them are a little bit clunky, are fun. I would just say that this game is very, very fun, and I very much enjoyed going back to it.
Cool. And as for me,
well, he didn't hate it.
Yay!
I love Super Meat Boy. Like Joey, I played this game to completion on the Xbox when it came out. It was one of the first games I bought when I got into PC gaming. I have got this on the Switch. I'm pretty sure I had it on the Wii U as well. Like, I love Meat Boy. It's very, very gratifying, short, iterative cycles with, like Joey mentioned earlier, a replay system that shows you, yes, you failed this many times, but here is the one where you succeeded. That is very rewarding. Yes, Joey?
Can we change the punctuation in you saying "I love Meat Boy" and put it the comma after the word meat?
Boy.
Yes. But like to the points that Alex made. Yes, it's a very Newgrounds-esque like art direction, because it was made by guys who were almost exclusively on Newgrounds at the time, who clearly got together and were like, let's just make something fun. And they put out on everything they fucking could. So this game, it came out on the Xbox 360. It was on the Windows Store. It's on Steam, OS X, Linux. It's got its own thing in the Discover Store in Linux. PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, Wii U, the Nintendo Switch. I'm pretty sure it's on Android as well, but I could be mistaken about that. But it's such like it's a real good example of pick up and put down gameplay in that. Yes, the levels are really short and simplistic, but that is very much by design, because the levels are difficult. You're going to be spending, if you're maybe not so great to average at platformers, you're probably going to be spending quite a bit of time on them. If you're good at platformers, though, there are plenty of levels and areas and even hidden zones for you to test your skills out on, across a myriad of different characters that you can unlock either going through different wormholes or by collecting enough bandages, which are an in-level collectible. And they are all references to other video games. So, for example, you can unlock the head crab from Half-Life, who has a different set of powers. He's able to cling to walls better, but he's not as fast on the ground. You can unlock the Bit Trip Runner from the Bit Trip Runner series, who, again, not as fast on the ground, but he has a bit of a glide in his air momentum. Or you can unlock Jill from the Mighty Jill-Off, who is able to change direction in the air and give herself a little boost in the air. It's good. It's good, very platforming, and it leads to this almost incremental puzzle solving where you're just like, oh, I need this particular character to get this particular bandage in order to unlock more characters or to find wormholes. It's good. It self-feeds itself. Big thumbs up from me.
Self-feeds. Yum, yum,
but
yum,
to,
yum,
qu-
yum,
to,
yum,
but to quickly breeze through the plot, because the plot is brief. You play as Meat Boy, and you have a girlfriend called Bandage Girl, and Dr. Fetus kidnaps Bandage Girl because he's a big meanie. So you're traveling around the world to try and get your girlfriend back from Dr. Fetus until he deploys a nuclear bomb from hell, causing the rapture, in which case you just carry on doing more platforming, really. Nothing really changes for Meat Boy. But eventually you reach the end of the world and you beat the shit out of Dr. Fetus, you get Bandage Girl back, but the world's problems aren't ever really resolved. It's still blown up, so you got your girl
just
back. Just crack on. That's about the story of it. But it's across a whole myriad of zones. So the first zone is obviously a forest, which a lot of platformers tend to fall into. That's a bit of a trope. There is a salt factory, which is great because Meat Boy is literally an exposed bit of skin. There is hell as an area. There's an area just called the Rapture. There's an area called the End. But on top of all of these zones, on each of these levels, there are two versions. And I don't know if you guys saw this in your playthrough. Joey, you probably have, given your previous experience with this. The standard level select area is called the Light World, but if you press X, you can enter the Dark World, which is the same levels, but with a bit more of an added challenge for those experienced platform players. There's no additional benefit to doing the levels in dark mode, but it's a fun challenge. It's just something to be like, yeah, I've done this. It's cool.
What the whole game kind of feels like is it's quite well accepted these days that back in the 90s, games were incredibly short because of limited space, so they made them very difficult to push a longer lifespan out of them. It's very common, especially in the platformers of its time. This feels a lot like that. They've made a really difficult platformer to sort of push the longevity of it because if you did a perfect run for each run, the game would take you maybe 20 minutes to complete.
Funny you say that. I've just looked up the speed run. 17 and a half minutes.
There we go. So that's not a bad thing by any means. It's just it very much smacks of the Newground days, but it also feels like for those who were into the platformers of the 90s and the difficult games in the 90s, it's probably a nice little bit of nostalgia for you.
I don't know there is too much else to say about this game because it's very small. The whole thing is about 220 meg in terms of size, so it'll play on, like, it'll film just about anything. I'm just looking up how much the game is at full price, and I'd like you to tell me if you think it's worth that price.
Are we really going to have like a 10-minute episode here, Tim?
Yeah, sure.
That's not good. That's awful.
All right. $10.99 full price. Worth it? Joey's saying no, despite not hating the game.
No, I think this game is great, but it's also, 15 20
years
years old, based on a website where it was free to play.
Yeah.
It'll probably be in a sale where it's £1.
It goes in sale all the time.
To give you an idea, I'm looking at the bundles on Steam. You can get Super Meat Boy Forever, and Dr. Fetus Mean Meat Machine, which is obviously a reference to Dr. Eggman's Green or Mean Bean Machine. You can get all that on Steam for £18.78. So for $8.78 more, or whatever, or £8 more, you can get 3 games. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I'm still not sure that's worth it.
No, I think it's like a $7.99 maybe.
Probably around there, or maybe a bit less.
Yeah, given its age
team.
and where its origins are.
Yeah, although it did review very, very well. Like, I'm looking at some of the aggregate scores on here. Steam's obviously got it as an overwhelmingly positive. Newgrounds.com gave it a 9.3, but although I think it might have a bit of a bias. IGN gave it a 9 out of 10, but their rating system's all over the place. Eurogamer gave it a 9 out of 10. Game Informer, Games Radar, Game Trailers, all 9 out of 10. Like, it's really well received.
Yeah.
But not by Alex.
Still not worth £7 though.
No. But I fully appreciate that it's not my kind of game.
Yeah.
He does indeed hate it.
He does hate it.
He do.
Tim, do you want me to talk about something separate to pad the runtime?
Sure.
So on our Twitter, I have been funny and replying to lots of spam bot DMs that we've been getting in the hope that they are people and that I can fuck with them.
Sure.
Alex, you might have seen this. There's two that I'm really proud of. One of them sent a link to a website, which I'm not clicking because that would make me an idiot. But it says, we're building a Nintendo-focused hub where fans share leaks, updates, and exclusive tips before public release. Limited invites now, and then a link to the website. And I said, wow, that's amazing. Do you have any other leaks? And I sent a picture of a leak, and I said, personally, this is my favourite.
Good. It's good.
No response. Then I got one from a Twitter artist who I've seen their work. It's certainly work. And they said, hello, I hope you're doing well. And I said, and I'm not going to read it because I wrote it all in Spanish, but it says, hello, unfortunately, my first language is not English. So sorry. Thinking they were going, oh, well, it's Spanish, so I'll give up there. And I've proceeded to have a conversation with this person in Spanish, thanks to Google Translate. And they're really, really nice, but they are trying to sell us art. And now I'm saying that we're very happy with our Twitter art. Thank you. I decided to be nice to them because
But they're putting the
they
effort.
were so kind.
I respect the hustle.
I respect the hustle too. The other thing that's really cool to note is our friends over at Gaming Views got a whole column in Retro Radar magazine
Really?
by Ian Lee, basically telling people to go and subscribe to Gaming Views.
That's awesome.
And you should, because they're fucking top guys.
Absolutely.
And they make excellent content. Their episodes last more than 10 minutes.
Well, ours is 17 at the minute.
Well, you're going to have to edit the bit at the start where you couldn't find the fucking soundboard.
Yeah, that one was a problem. All right, cool. But that's the end of this week's Thanks I Hate It. 2 didn't hate it. In fact, I would say 2 quite enjoyed it. 1 hated it.
Hated it. Would you like to say what it is next?
Yes.
On Thanks I Hate It?
So the next episode of Thanks I Hate It is going to be a game from Joey.
So we are moving into October.
Spooky season.
Spooky, I hear you say. Ooh. Alex is scared just thinking about it. And our next
Gonna crap my
episode,
pants.
again, is the same week as Halloween. So I thought, why not go for a scary, spooky game full of jump scares, which both of you have said you hate. We're going to play The Mortuary's Assistant.
Brilliant.
Ooh.
Excellent.
Good.
There you go.
And in
Spooky
between
spookies.
that, in between this and that episode, you've obviously got a BAP coming out next week. There's a cutscenes. Have we said what we're doing on this cutscenes?
Yeah, we said it last time. It's Max
Cool.
Payne.
Max Payne, the one with Mark Wahlberg, which I forget exists. And then there's the Silent Hill 2 remake for our next mainline episode.
Well, we hadn't said that one, so there's your exclusive. Boys, make sure you get to playing it because it's quite
It's
long.
a long game.
A long,
Cool.
long game.
Good. All right, well, we'll see everyone in a couple of weeks' time. I've been Tim at Wembembo and everything. I've been joined by Joey
Yes, you have.
and by Alex.
Where's my wife?
Bye.
Tim, Alex, and Joey too. Got a show for me and you. Games and films and tunes, they'll skew. Some laugh, some grows, it's nothing new. Things I hate it, let's dive in. Games and movies, where do I begin?